Hey guys, Alex here, and I'm back with Afan Lido for the half-season review for season 17. We're in February of 2030 now. We've broke into the 30s now, which is looks a bit weird. But yeah, so firstly, we're going to go through transfer business. Um, we did have Peter Scholes and Alan Watson come in from Arsenal and Reading. I think Peter Scholes has probably done better. I think his hair helped him. But generally, yeah, both of them did have doing pretty well. We did sell a few players. Derek Russell left for Bournemouth for 400k. I thought with a younger Scottish person coming in, we could let Derek Russell go, seeing he's 29. Got him on a free from Swansea. Sold him for 400k. Doing well at Bournemouth, so that's pretty good there. Um, we let James Miller go on a free to ABBA. They always take all of our players. It's ridiculous. If you look at their team, they got Darius Thomas, they got James Miller, Richard Wright, they got Loney. They used to have quite a few. Where? I want to show this as well. I'm just getting sidetracked here, but look at this. ABBA have a player called Angelo, and look at his nationality. He is Brazilian and Welsh. So look at him. He's a terrible player, but he came from Goitra's youth system, and ABBA picked him up on a free. But he's just look. He got If you look at his information, he was born in Jose Bonifacio in Brazil, and then he moved to Wales, or his parents are Welsh, which is just ridiculous. I have no idea. Like I just saw it random. Like who the hell's Angelo? But yeah, onto the other transfers. We did sell Lee Pritchard in the end for 275k to Southend. He's had a few good seasons with us. Probably here was his best seasons. Then he's had a few loans out. He's done well on his loans. We've actually got quite a bit of money from his loan there, 110k, 275k, pretty good profit there overall. We've loaned out Chris Goodchild to the Premier League. Yep, that's pretty cool. Lincoln in the Premier League, they are bottom, but anyways, that's nothing to say. But there's still we have a player who's deemed sort of reserves playing in the Premier League, which is pretty cool. And then otherwise we've got quite a few loans there. So go through the fixtures. We had a few friendlies against big clubs actually. We had Tottenham, Ajax, Inter, PSV, and then look at this, the Simon Draper testimonial. Um, yeah, 4-3 versus Liverpool. We were actually 3-1 up, and we went back down to 4-1. But Draper got the first goal, which was definitely good, very good. He's still going though. He's only 30. It's just I think it's once you turn 30 you can have a testimonial. So I decided to organise one versus Liverpool. Then we had two sort of morale booster friendlies, Boston and then Bengali. Then we had TNS in the first game, won that 3-0. Then Newtown 2-1, Goitra 4-1, Bangor 3-0. Then we had Zenit. This is our first Champions League group game. Yeah, I didn't show the group, but we had Zenit. Won 4-1 away, which is pretty crazy, with a man sent off. O'Sullivan got two, Richards and McCaw with goals there. Then we beat Real 2-0, ABBA 2-0. Basel was the next opponents for us in the Champions League group. They were quite tougher actually than Zenit somehow. 2-1 here, Guzman and McCaw. And as you can see there, look, we actually have a former player there. Altamira playing for them now, which is pretty cool. And he played against us. I didn't think that would happen when we sold him for 1.1 million, but he came back to play against us, but thankfully didn't have a very good game. Then we beat Airbus 5-0, beat Ryder 7-0 in the Premier League Cup, Ryder 5-1, and there we go. Bayern, the big boys, 1-1 away, which was actually a very, very good result here. We took the lead actually, but then they got one from Boris Pamic, who's quite a good player. But yeah, got the draw away, which is very good. Then we had Bala, who beat 4-0. West End, who beat 2-0 in the quarterfinals. 4-0 versus Care. Then we sneaked past Bayern 1-0. 8 minute goal, and then I think we just held out really. No, to be fair, we did have quite a bit actually, which is weird. We had a lot of possession. We just couldn't finish. But we got the 1-0 win there. And then another 1-0 win versus Real. 2-0 versus ABBA. 1-0 versus TNS. That's not sight to see. Somebody like 1-1, 2-1, and then we went and beat Zenit 5-0 at home. which is pretty crazy. McCall with 2, Guzman with 2, and Callahan. Then we had Newtown 4-1, West End 6-0, Goitra 2-1. Then we had Basel away and beat them 3-1. Callahan, Hillier, and Tavares. Altamira, again, not having the best of games. I think he's just trying to help us out. But yeah, I think that's the end of the group. But look at that. That means we finished top of our group on 16 points. Bayern came second, Basel third. Zenit only got one draw. They got 1 point. That used to be us. But yeah, look at that. Zenit's attendance for our game was 37,000. Our attendance for their game was 3,000. It's ridiculous. But there we go. Then, where are we now? After that, we had Banger 5-1, ABBA 3-0, Real 4-0, Airbus 5-1, Ryder 4-0, Bala 7-0, Care 4-0, West End 7-1. Then we actually had a very close game here. We won it on penalties versus ABBA 2-2 in the end. They went up through penalty, and then we got Tavares back on, went to extra time, we scored, and they scored, another former player scored. Then we went to penalties, and then Darius Thomas missed his penalty, which is very good for us, and Draper scored the winning penalty for us to take us through to the next round. So yeah, this is the league as it is so far, 22 wins out of 22, and ABBA are actually in second, 48 points, TNS close behind him, 47, getting a bit close between them two. We've only conceded 8, and we've scored 86, which is pretty good. If you look at the player stats, we don't have anyone for goals again. Draper's up there with assists, along with McCaw. Draper, Bowen, and Grant are actually up there on average rating, which is pretty cool. If we look at the team stats, McCaw's got 12, Sullivan and Guzman have got 10 each. Bowen, Tavares have got 8. Draper's got like quite a lot of assists. Look, McCaw and Draper have both got 12 assists, which is pretty good. But yeah, generally so far we've been doing pretty well this season. Tom Jarman's starting to play a bit more. He's got 5 goals in four starts, which is pretty good. There, so that's that. Here's our Champions League knockout round. We have Feyenoord, so that's definitely a very lucky sort of result there to get. We avoided some of the big teams, which is quite nice. But Feyenoord, we should definitely be able to win that and get into the quarters. But I won't be doing that. I'll just do an end of season review. If I'm not doing an end of season run, I'll definitely be like in the semi-finals. So that's yeah, that. But then we got the rest of the league to go, and we got Premier League Cup final versus TNS and a Welsh Cup versus someone, but it hasn't been sorted yet. But yeah, generally very good so far. These are probably going to be a bit shorter now due to the fact I'm not going through the goal scorers. But yeah, I think I'm going to quicken it up a bit to get through some more. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be back either for the semi-finals or the end of the season. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been Alex, and see you guys later.